Check, check. 1, 2. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another Coding Not Cyber Day. Yeah, we're back with the music. I always forgot to turn on the music, so here we go. So today, I'd like to readjust on some of the details. Wait, let me check if I merge the latest one. I might haven't cleared the local commit history. So we might need to fix that a little bit. I did merge it, but I haven't edited it locally. Oh, okay. It's already up to date. Really? Oh, yeah, sorry. I haven't actually. No. Yeah, I forgot. The adjustment that we made actually haven't been merged, and it was for the GSEP adjustment. Okay, so we can just close this because we can do git status. Okay, so we added. I forgot, what did we add last time? Oh, we changed the yeah. I remember. So it was for the camping index. Okay. Maybe we can. Okay, let's just go here. I hope it's not okay. Git. We haven't merged git checkout. Shoot, did I ruin the okay? No, actually, the adjustments has already been made. This is that the yeah, even this some of the videos is already good to go. The contact page is also good. Like nothing else needs to change, to be honest. It's just that I just need the correct data and waiting for approval. So technically, we are 70% done. This is the last 30 would have been like fixing the data correcting if there's any, yeah, pretty much just the data or the content collection regarding the villa as well as the camping, as well as the photos for the galleries, and of course the suitable contact. And yeah, for the blogs, I think it should be fine. Nothing too fancy. The main point is that I want the website to help visibility and information, because as of right now, if you look up on Google, or I haven't really tested on Bing, so maybe we can try to test it on Bing as well. Like, what would be seen if we look up Kasumu Resort? Okay, the Instagram. Okay, good. That means it's good. Some of the videos are good, but it would have been better if we have the website so that people that search it up, although most of the customer would be from social media anyways, from Instagram, TikTok, but having the website as a source of the information, source of truth regarding contact details, regarding any pricing, or regarding anything related to the place, it would have been much better. But I like it. Ooh, okay, we have some directory site called Ruang Camp here, listing the I know it, Ruang Camp. It's very nice project, but I do not want to log into this, bro. But interesting concept and nice. Okay, so Bing is good. Let's see what did the AI showed us. Good. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we just want to. Oh, okay. Okay. So how can we make the website become the source of truth for the Google AI summary, for ChatGPT, for Grok, for Perplexity, for every other AI tools that look up Kasumu Resort? It will just go towards to the site. So that's at least like the main plan and goal. We don't really have a privacy policy, but I'm gonna need to look it up, I guess. So, to be honest, I guess that should be all. You know, we can just merge this because there's nothing else that we can add or should add. So, I don't know what to do, to be honest. But I think do we want to start the 2D game? I think we can start the 2D game, watching some videos, some tutorials. Why not, right? Where's the stream tracker? Or should we, you know what? It's okay. Let's do, I don't really want to change my website right now. You know, I'm waiting for something else. The Royal as an intermediate should be interesting, but I don't know, man. Let's do the 2D game. Let's do the 2D game. Let's learn how to make the 2D game. So let's merge. Let's push this first for the adjustment. What did we change actually? Just the subtitle and some. Okay, we can just subtitle and subtitle and style. Just commit. Yes, and I think we should just push them. Can turn off the server and let's watch a video from, I forgot whose name, but we're making the 2D game, so let's do that. GitHub interaction data for item unless you opt out. GitHub, I hope you don't. I don't know. The thing is, I'm doing a lot of AI slop anyways, so I don't know if that's a good training data. So I should have opted out because I do not want GitHub profile to be worse. Because I think I got the student one, so. Okay, come on, Zeti. Like, you're not. It was 1.5K followers and 1.5. Sorry, 1K followers and 1.5K USD per stream, but now it's 2K. Like, will that change my Will that change the offer? I've never really understand GitHub project. Is it more like a, let's look it up. Because I mean, if I could put like a to-do list, sort of like a Kanban, like mini sprint inside of GitHub right away, actually that's a pretty good way to do it. Number field to track the complexity of tasks. Like, I mean, if we want to add some to-do lists, add like the roadmap or add like the sprint, it would be good, right? Spirit Uncle, hello. Spirit is uplifted. I know, I'm reaching uncle status and uncle age. Because to be fair, I am an actual, I'm technically an uncle already because my brother have 2 daughters, so technically I have two nieces basically, so I am technically an uncle. So oh my god, if you think about it, Doc, you're only like 24. True, but so yeah, well that's that, I guess. Should I? Oh no, never mind. When I came back to Indonesia, I really want to give them some sort of like a Raspberry Pi or Arduino kit, to kind of, I don't know, maybe that's a bad idea, but I really would love that. Like Arduino learning kit or Raspberry Pi learning kit or things like that. So they could start making projects before they enter like middle school or before they enter high school. So they would have, although I'm not really entirely sure that they want to go do they like STEM stuff or not, but damn, holy shit, what the 300? Oh, okay, let's do, is there any like Arduino kit AliExpress? Nah, this is way better. 20 you get everything, see? That one 300 you get nothing. This one 25 you get everything. Breadboards, I think you get the resistors as well. Let me check. You get batteries, you get the, oh my god, I fucking hate this sensor. This is the infrared sensor. You get servo, you get the, oh my god, this is actually this is really good. Although I know it's not the actual Arduino. It's probably using a different board, but it's definitely the same thing. Oh, no, it's ESP, it's better. Damn, this is actually pretty good. You get some dynamo, you get some fan, you get some transistors. I don't know. I remember this is transistor, the one with 3 legs. This is a diode. This is the potentiometer. This is a lot of buttons. This is the one that holds electricity. Capacity. This is the capacitor. You get all kinds of sensors. This is the humidity sensor. I don't know what this is. I think, is it like I don't remember, but this is very nice. I don't know if they will like it or not though, because they probably would prefer playing with Barbie, but I don't know. Well, why not? Damn, but I didn't know it was like this is very very cheap. Okay, maybe the shipping and all the taxes gonna be equal to the same price, but like this is pretty good. Interesting gift for your niece and nephews probably. Okay, sorry. You know what? Let's go to YouTube. 2D JavaScript game web. Let's just do that because Phaser. Ooh, what is this? I think I've heard it before, but I don't know. Damn, what is this? Oh, okay. The open source libraries are free and always will be. Okay, maybe this is an extra stuff, right? Made by the. Oh my god, is this in Three.js? Or just CSS, JS? Damn, this is actually really cool. Should we? Should we learn this? Like how to make. Okay, you know what? Let's just go to YouTube and learn some of the basic first. Oh, they have an editor for. Oh, okay, that's nice. Oh, you can. Okay, give into site credit marketing framework. We've got one tradition template available in any other framework. Oh, interesting. We can use Bun. Are you more of a CLI friend? Sorry. Okay, let's PR this, merge this, and let's start with the 2D. I don't know. This seems interesting. Of course, the casino games. So they make their money using their editor. Flickr is fast, free of source. YouTube playables, Discord active. Oh, Discord activities. Okay. You can use JavaScript, TypeScript. Phaser supports over 40 different front-end frameworks, including React and Vue. Wow, I've never really heard about it, but this is very nice. Didn't know that. Okay, let's just go to YouTube and watch any, what's like the first tutorial. Let's see. Why is Micros so bad at? Sorry, I'm gonna be following like tutorial very much. So let's see which game development with vanilla JavaScript. Let's filter to like the latest so that at least it's, or at least like, okay. Yes, I know we can vibe code it, but I kind of really wanna. Well, let's build this. I guess I don't know.
Okay, so today we're going to be building a game of Mario in pure JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. No fancy frameworks, no Canva, no. We're doing this to actually practice our JavaScript skills.
Okay, like already, let's merge the PR, confirm. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, let's. Ooh, Zed has been using a lot of. Okay, you know what? Let's use NeoVim for this. Let's raw. You know what? No, let's not do that. Okay. Eid Mubarak. Although it was a bit late, but still Eid Mubarak. Okay, cool. Okay, let's just try to learn this, like basic HTML, JavaScript, making
So
games.
this is the finished game where you've got a little game of Mario.
And then we'll try to make our own later. Yeah, let's follow a tutorial first, and then let's see how we can improve.
We have Mario himself. He can jump, he can kill the evil little mushrooms, and he can bounce into surprise blocks, which will either give him a mushroom in which he grows bigger for a certain amount of time, or get coins. So it's a surprise each time. We of course also have pipes to let him go to next levels. So yes, we're gonna have 2 levels in here, but don't worry, this game is all about practicing your fundamentals and gaining knowledge so that you can take this game, make it your own, add as many levels as you want because you will have the knowledge to do so. So once again, as a reminder, this is to practice your JavaScript, to really master your JavaScript. It's going to assume you have knowledge of objects. It's going to assume you have knowledge of JavaScript methods. If you don't, however, don't worry. Please try to code along anyway. You always have my 12-hour free coding course.
12-hour? Holy, okay.
Go into these in a lot more detail. Okay, once again, this assumes a certain level of JavaScript. But if you're feeling brave, try it anyway. Who knows? You might be a coding prodigy. And if you're interested in deploying this game onto the internet, or deploying anything you want really, I'm going to show you where to go for that. This is actually outside of the scope of this tutorial, but if you finish this project and want to deploy it, you can do so with Savala for free. So make sure to go to the link below and bookmark it. Simply sign up to the cloud platform and deploy straight from GitHub, GitLab, or Gitbucket in minutes. So in other words, save your code to GitHub like so, and deploy with Savala onto the internet. Easy. Whether you're launching your first side project like this one, or scaling a serious application with sensitive data in the future, Savala, which is actually built on Google Cloud Platform and backed by Kinsta, offers added benefits. Let's get to it. Let's build out Mario. Okay, so let's do it. Let's build a super simple game of Mario using just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. No fancy things like Canva. We're really getting to understand the fundamentals of JavaScript, the language. So let's do it. So let's go ahead and create a new project. I'm going to choose to make this just an empty project. Okay, so we're really starting from scratch. I'm going to call this Mario.js, and this lives in a directory called WebStorm Project that lives on the AnyaKubo username on my computer. So let's go ahead and create that. Okay, so there we go. At the moment, it's just like this. And I'm going to create a...
Should we do this, or should, you know, it's okay. Let's just stick to it for once.
Index. We don't need to put the HTML extension.
And from there, we can improve.
But if you're not, please go ahead and do that. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to call this Mario.js, just like so. Here's the boilerplate code if you don't have yours in your IDE already. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Next, we're going to create an app.js file. This is going to be for our JavaScript. So once again, I'm just going to do JavaScript file, call it app, and you can put...
I thought it would...
So this will now know to treat this as a JavaScript.
Okay.
Wonderful. And next, we're going to have to create a...
We can use... one second. Let's not use that then. Let's use the good old... Good old NVim, I guess. I think it has the... No? Okay, wait, what? I thought it has the... Yes, okay, see? It has the thing. Mario games.
CSS file. So this is going to be for our style sheet. So we can just select style sheet, just select CSS, and I'm going to call this styles. So once again, styles.css. So now our code editor knows to treat this as a CSS file because of that .css extension. Great. Now let's link them up. So back in here, I'm just going to use the link element, just like so. It's a self-closing tag, and I'm going to do rel style sheet, and then href, and then I'm going to link the styles.css file. It's in the same directory, okay, so on the same level. So I'm just going to type in style.css to get that file name because it lives in the same
Is it type?
HTML.
Wait, I forgot.
And for the JavaScript, well, I'm just going to put a script tag at the very bottom of my body. And instead of index.js, we need app.js, right? Because we need to go to the app.js file. But we do it after all of the HTML has been read first, which is why this needs to be at the bottom in between my 2 body tags. Okay? So great, we're set up. We've linked up all the files. We linked up the JavaScript file and the styles CSS file. So we are now ready to continue. So in order to make our super simple Mario game, first off, I'm just going to use an H1 tag, and I'm just going to put simple Mario game, just like so. And let's go ahead and put a mushroom there. So wonderful, that's the H1 tag. And then I'm just going to use a div, and this is going to have all our game stuff in it. So I'm going to use the class, a class name of game container. Okay, so that we can essentially style this whole div as some kind of game container, essentially. And for now, I'm just going to put in another div, and this is going to be the user interface, which is going to hold the score, the levels, and the lives. So let's give this the class name of UI, and then in here, I'm going to just put divs. Let's put score, and then let's use a span to put the actual score, which I'm going to hard code as 0 for now. We're going to pick out this whole
Oh, it doesn't have the
span
thing.
element.
Okay.
And I'm going to give this the ID of score, so we can pick that whole thing out. And
It doesn't
essentially create
auto
a
tag,
table
auto close.
with
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. You can keep this as a div, or you can put this as a paragraph element. It's really up to you and how you want to style.
Sorry if it's a
So we've
bit
got the score,
messy
the levels,
because
and the lives. So score, levels, lives. I will say one thing, it's better to have a P element just in terms of it being more semantically correct than using a div, because essentially it is a bunch of text, so a P element would fit much more. Level, I'm going to hard code this as 1, as you don't really start from level 0, and lives, I'm going to also hard code this to 3, just like so. Okay, great. I'm just going to move this over as well for now. In fact, let's just get rid of it. So wonderful. The next thing I'm going to do is just lower this once more, making sure that it is in the game container. I'm going to add a div, and this time this div is going to have another div inside. And let's give this the ID of game area, just like that. And this the ID of Mario. So this is going to be our little Mario.
one second. Let me check.
Next, I'm just going to add another div.
So we have the game container, we have the UI, we have the P. Instead of the P, there is a score and span. Okay, maybe we can just Does it have a class? No. But we do have a score, span, and then the span has ID of score 0, and the second one is levels. Span of ID equals to levels. Is it plural or no? And one. Lives span. Okay, I should have made one span and then just copy the rest, but it's okay.
Div, and this is going to be the controls. So class name controls, just like so. And in here, we're going to have a P.
One second. Let me adjust to one by one. So we have another div. Of the ID of game area. Okay. Div ID of Mario. And it's gonna be empty div, and then we're gonna go on div. Sorry if it's going to be a bit boring because I'm just following the tutorial first, and then
this is going to say controls, just like that. Another P element is going to say arrow key. So this is essentially the instructions on how to move on our board. Move left, right with the arrow keys, and one more P element, and this is going to say down arrow, and down arrow is to enter the pipe. Okay, when on top of it. Great. So that is our instructions essentially on how to control Mario. And finally, we're going to have one more. Okay, so let's close off the game container, and outside of the game container, I'm going to have another div. This is going to have the class name of game over, so we know that if it's a game over, well, let's have the game over appear quite large. This H2 element is just going to have the words game over, and let's pick it out. I'm going to give it an ID of game over title, just like so. And then let's use the P element to have score, and once again, let's pick it out. So span 0, let's give this the ID of final score, just like that. And then I'm just going to add a button, and we're going to pick this out later, but let's just have play again on it. And I'm going to give this the ID of restart button, just like that. Great. Okay, so that is our index HTML file. We are really kind of done here. Let's move over to the styles next. Because at the moment, if we look at this, so I'm just going to get this up.
We have the game over title and say game over. So a span of ID with final score.
And then we copy the path, copy the absolute path, and paste it like so. This is what our project looks like right now, just with HTML and no styling. So let's style it up.
Okay, let's. How do we do? I don't know. How does she do that? Oh, wait. We open this and we say it's open in browser. Arc. Let's see. Mario game. Nice. Cool. Okay.
So let's go back here. I'm just going to minimize this and let's go to our styles.css file. And let's start picking stuff out by classes and IDs. First off, however, I'm just going to grab the whole body, so the whole body holding everything in. Let's just get rid of any default margin and padding, just in case. And then background, well, I'm going to give this a linear gradient actually, so linear gradient, this is a CSS function, to bottom, as I want the gradient to go from top to bottom. And then I've already picked out two colors. Okay, so I want to go from this color to this color, and you get a nice preview of them there. So that is good. We just need
to bottom hex 5C94FC. Where is comma 87CEV. Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
all three have a comment in between them. The font family that we're going to use is Courier New, and as a backup, I'm just going to have monospace. Great. And finally, I'm going to use display flex to initiate flexbox so that we can say that everything inside is going to have a flex selection of columns. So any elements inside the body are going to essentially stack up like a column. And then I'm going to also use align items center to make sure that they're
Semicolon expected where? Ah, sorry.
Let's also set the height to be 100 viewport height in order for all of this to essentially work. Okay, so now it should all look like that. As you can see, it's centered, it's in a column, and it looks pretty good so far. Let's continue. Now let's pick out the class name of game container. So to pick out a class name, you know what to do. It's .game container, and I'm going to go with background white, or if you want to keep everything consistent, let's use hex. So the hex color code for this would be FFF as a shorthand of FFF 6 times. So you could just put 3 Fs if you want. And then I'm going to give this a border of 3 pixels, so 3 pixel wide border that is solid, not dotted or anything like that, and black. So again, that's the shorthand for writing black, which in full is 3 zeros, but that is the shorthand, so it will be the same. Next, let's look at the border radius. So the border radius, I'm going to just round off to be slightly curved to be 10 pixels. Now let's pad it out. So I'm just going to give a padding of 10 pixels as well, and a box shadow. Okay, so a box shadow of 0 on the x-axis, 4 pixels on the y-axis, x pixels spread, and then let's also make it black. So at the moment it looks like this. It's very dark. However, we can make it transparent. I'm just going to inspect that. Okay, so there we are. You can also see all the elements here. So at the moment we're signing the game container. If I remove the padding, it will look like that, but we added the padding, and I could just go ahead and remove things if I want, but I think that looks good for now. Great, I'm happy with this. Let's continue. Next, let's style the element with the class name of UI. So that is this one here. And all I'm going to do is just use display flex once more. I'm going to use justify content space between. So that just means that if we look here now,
what was the box shadow again?
See all that lovely spacing in between. If you get rid of it, it looks like that. But if you keep it there, it's spaced out nicely. And that's thanks to display flex. You can't use this without display flex. Okay, great. Let's continue. Now, I'm also maybe just going to give it a bit of a margin, but only at the bottom. So you can do so like this. Let's go with 10 pixels. And then also I'm going to change the font size of this to be 18 pixels. And the font weight, just to make it a little bit thicker, is
justify, is it content and then space
to it, which is going to be 800 pixels,
between?
meaning that even if you kind of move it across, let's just refresh this, it will stop at 800. It won't.
Max height? Is it max height?
The minimum width
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
pixels. Great, and that is again of the UI element right there. Let's continue. game area. So this time we're picking out an element by its ID.
Ooh,
so to do that,
okay.
use
Wait,
hash.
1 second. I think one and a half is quite fast. Let's do 135. 135. Yes. 1 second. After okay. Margin. The thing is, let's open it right here and see if I can do it. Are you sure you want to follow the video? The sources are open for it. You'll end up stuck with missing pieces, I guess. Let's hope. Let's hope I can follow through. Oh shoot, I forgot to do Duolingo. Okay, let's do Duolingo after this. Sorry. Margin bottom is 10 pixel. Font size 80 pixel. Font weight is bold. Min width of 800 pixel. Okay, let's check the. Okay, very nice. Okay, pretty good, nice. Did I put the center wrong in some of the? No, right? Okay, it's needed then. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's 2 hours and it's only 2 levels. So, as I noted before, so the game that I want to try to make is it's sort of like a jetpack joyride, but instead of like using the jetpack that like goes through like obstacle, I want it to be a swordman cutting through trees or something like that. So it's basically the same thing. It's just different character. So yeah, inspired by Roronoa Zoro. So I'm not entirely sure. For like in terms of the character, do we need to like animate the images? Do we need to create some sort of like the assets for the game? I think later. So we'll see how that goes.
And that is how we pick out the game area. Okay, so just like that. Now the reason I've chosen to use an ID for this is that we're actually going to be picking this out in JavaScript too, so it kind of needs to be unique. Same for this div right here. Whereas this has more to do with styling and how it looks.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. So the game
Wonderful
area
indeed.
itself, well, I'm going to go ahead and give it a width of 800 pixels, a height of 400 pixels, a background. Once again, I'm going to make it a linear gradient to bottom, and then I've already picked out all the colors. We're going to have a sky, so I'm going to go with this, and then we're going to have the green for the floor. But if you look at it at the moment, I'm just going to refresh. It looks like
80% and then comma.
Chop. Well, what we'd have to do is just add some other things in here. So it's blue up to 80%, but then at the same time, 80%, I want to turn it to green. So that should fix it. Great.
What?
That's a little hack for you. Okay.
What?
To 80%, but then at the same time, 80%, I want to turn it to green.
Ah, I see. So that it would be like much more. Doesn't really have a transition, I guess. Okay.
That should fix it. Great. I love that. That's a little hack for you. Okay, now the border of this, again, I'm going to put 2 pixels solid, and this time, let's go with that right there. So a little bit off black, and now we get a nice border to our game area. So this is looking good. And any overflow, if there ever is any, I want it to be hidden. Okay, now let's look at the players. Well, Mario, we're going to pick him out by his ID in JavaScript, but also I'm just going to style him up to have a width of 20 pixels, a height of 20 pixels, a background image. So I actually made this game a long time ago using a framework, which I don't want to use today. So I've already uploaded all the images we need. Please go ahead and take mine. You can take them from the code that I share later.
Okay, wait. Where's the image? Okay, yeah, this is you're worried about, yeah, right? Maybe we can. Okay, let's use the okay HTTPS i.ngur.com/web1qf hk.png. Let's check the site if it's if it's like correct. vi. Oh shit. Okay, it does have the Mario, so technically we kind of need to draw. Okay, so maybe later we need to actually draw and create our character. So I guess we need to learn how to draw if that's what it takes. Is it not appearing? Let's hope since you is it? Is it not appearing? Oh wait, I think I didn't know that the Discord doesn't work anymore. I guess it doesn't. I don't know why. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Is it because the bot has run out? Oh yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Not working. Huh. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. I haven't really checked on it for a while, but okay, I'll go check it out after this.
So that is my little Mario, which is in fact 20 by 20 pixels wide. So this image is that. And then I think that should be fine, but just in case, I'm going to give it a Z index of 100 to make sure that it's in front of everything. And for that, we need to put a position of absolute. Great. So let's see if our Mario shows up. And there he is at the moment. Wonderful. Now we also need something for when Mario is big. We haven't added this in our HTML. This is something that we will do in JavaScript. So if an element has the ID of Mario and the class name of big on the same element, well, then let's make him big, right? Let's maybe make him 40 by 40 pixels, so it's kind of obvious. And the background image that we're going to use is actually the same. So let's go ahead and get this URL right here. Great. Now let's get anything with the class name of platform, okay, because there could be a few. And once again, we're going to have a background image for this. It's going to be a URL, and it's one that I have previously uploaded of a platform. So here it is. Please go ahead and take mine. Once again, I'm going to...
Thank you. Okay, so basically, if I need to make some of the assets, right? Some of the character, some of the obstacles, something. Okay. So I'm definitely gonna need to write that down. So we're gonna need the character, and if he or she, the character, is gonna move left and right through like different perspectives, does that mean like we need to have them flipping around as well?
I'm going to put width and height 20 pixels actually. So all the elements are kind of just going to be the same, to be honest. So there's the platform. I kind of want to differentiate if the platform is on the ground. I want to use a different background image. So I'm just going to copy all this and just delete that. And the background image for this will be here. It's kind of hard for us to obviously imagine this because we haven't built this so far.
let's check how it looks so far. Okay, we have the Mario. Everything's still okay. So this is POG C9X5.
But just know that there will be platforms of different types. So in fact, maybe it's best to just copy all of this, and I'm going to delete that class name and delete that image. Okay, so that is kind of our template. And when the platform is also blue, so it has the class name, the element, sorry, has the class name of platform and the class name of blue, well then we're going to have a different URL. So the blue platform is essentially this image right here. Now let's also create our enemy. So once again, I'm just going
Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna need to make some of the enemies of. Okay, we're gonna need to do some character design then. FBSCIBN.
to make the enemy 20 by 20, and the URL for the enemy is going to be this. We're also going to have an enemy that is purple for other levels, and so the URLs of this is going to be a little bit different.
Okay, one second. Is there a way to access like buffer in NeoVim? Check buffer to copy paste in NeoVim. I don't know that actually. How can I view the exact clip? Can I copy and paste outside and enable the paste on just on clipboard? You can use the buffer list to remember which files you edited. No, I want to check like we copy, we yank a lot of text before. Is there a way where we can check buffer? Sorry, I meant, let's say I yanked a lot of lines and want to copy and want to paste old yanked piece of code. Is there a menu or keys, or what do you call it, like keys or menu or keys or menu or shortcut to do that? Oh, okay, let's try. Ah, okay, so actually we can. Okay, so if we do the, okay, never mind that. I might have leaked some keys, but it's okay. The clone open source you write with a copy instead though. Any recommendation? Any recommendations? Or just like this straight up WebGL? WebGL games. Whoa, WebGL games. The role of immersive special WebGL powered online adventures. But I want it to be 2D, but I think making it 3D would be interesting, no? I did some 3JS stuff, but I don't really remember most of it. But, okay. Okay, this domain is not even registered, so that's that.
Here we go.
So if the enemies is
And we're also going to have a coin, because you know Mario uses the coin. So once again, let's just copy this. Everything's 20 by 20 pixels.
it's gonna be a long time because I need to check if the link is correct.
But the image for this is of a cute little coin. I can't wait to show you. And for this one, I'm actually going to animate it as well. So animation coin spin is something that we're going to write. It's going to last for 1 second. It's going to be linear and it's going to be infinite. Okay, so now to define the animation, we're going to need keyframes, and then we're going to get the animation name. So I chose to call this coin spin, and at 0% start of the animation, because you know animation runs from 0 to 100, we're going to transform, just rotate on the y-axis by 0 degrees, and by the time it's reached a full animation, so the full thing, I'm going to transform, rotate by y-axis 360 degrees. So it's going to literally rotate on the y-axis by 360 degrees. Great, and that should have an L there too. Okay, we are nearly done. Once again, I'm just going to copy this because we need the surprise block, which again is 20 by 20, and the URL for this is going to be this right here. We're going to have a surprise block, however, if it's hit, so if it also has the class name of hit, and on this occasion, it's going to be this right here. If you are curious what these look like, you can of course just paste them into the browser like so. So here it is. Here is my little block that I made ages ago in 2021. In fact, there we go. That's what it looks like. Cool. We also need the pipe. So the pipe.
Okay, so yeah, okay. So definitely gonna need to learn and make some assets, right? First. Okay, someone already made like the Super Mario, so okay, doesn't seem to be working. Jetzt spielen. Okay, this is probably just one of those website collection games. Okay, Deer Hunter, auto driven. Okay, okay. Maybe we can do. Oh, it's just 10 years ago. Oh my god. Okay. Still a lot of, so, okay. There is, I saw some with the snippets you saw. Yeah, okay. Okay, nice. But, that means at least we need to have some sort of a character and game design first, right? For the game that we want to make. So, at least, we need that. So let's write it down. So we need the character design. We also, I think, need like set design, other props, enemies. So no, enemies already like in the character design, the main character, enemy, or other set design would be like background, trees, etc. Props would be like the later would be like sword, gun, or knife, or I don't know, whatever. Huh, okay, let's see how it goes. WebGL is over JS, okay. The thing is, I couldn't really check. Well, at least this is still active. Like 2 weeks ago, it's like the latest. WebGL over JavaScript, yeah. Okay. We'll write that down. Yes. Q 1 KB. Footer LPI 6.
It's going to be again made of the pipe top actually. So let's have all the pipe styles. Then we're going to have the pipe top right,
Do we have a pipe?
the pipe bottom,
No, not yet.
pipe top.
Surprise block dot hit. And then pipe top. Do we even have a pipe top? No, right? Oh, maybe it will be added later.
Right, the pipe bottom, and the pipe bottom right. Okay, so now I could just quickly add all those in. So the pipe top,
Top right,
the
bottom
pipe
and bottom right.
top right, the pipe top bottom, and the pipe bottom right.
Red to PY, and then we do HJ to GK for N. C1C YSBT and GQ79AI.
We should also maybe encapsulate all of these in one pipe element too. So for this, I'm just going to say that the width of the whole pipe is going to be 40 pixels and the height of it is going to be I guess 40 pixels too, right? Because if we have these two stacked up, that should be good. We can always come back to this if we need. So now all the pipe elements, we're going to encapsulate in one whole pipe element that we will give the class name of pipe2. Great. We will be coming back to this file once we actually start working with it. I just want to get all the images here in one place. Next, I'm just going to grab the controls. So simply the controls that we have here. So this div with the class name of controls. And I'm just going to give it a margin top 15 pixels to space it out. I'm going to align the text in the center. And let's just change the font size of this to be 14 pixels like so. So that will now affect the controls here. And they have. I think I'm kind of happy with this now. Next, let's also pick out this whole element, the game over element, by the class name. So dot game over element. And I'm going to give this the position of absolute. So now if we save that, it will go from here to here, right? It's absolute, meaning it kind of overrides everything and appears on top of everything. And if I want to position it 50% from the top, all I would do is go top 50%, just like that. And it will appear 50% from there as the whole element, right? So it's here at the moment. I'm also going to make it have a border of 3 pixels solid. Let's go with white. Okay, so there we go. Let's maybe go ahead and give it a background. We can go with something transparent if we want. So black is this, and by adding the A, we're giving it a 0.9 opacity. So that's what it looks like. Let's also change the text color to be white, so hash FFF. There we go. Let's pad it out a little bit. So padding 30 pixels, border radius 10 pixels, text align center. And let's just make sure it's always in the front. So I'm going to go z-index 1000, really kind of go overboard to make sure that it does. Okay, so now with that, it will look like this. And you can change the opacity if you want. If you go 0.5, it would appear a little bit more opaque. So it's really up to you where you want to take this project. Okay, great. We can also style the button. So perhaps let's do that. I'm just going to grab the button. So this button right here with the ID restart button. So restart button. Let's give it a background color of hash FF6B6B to make the color of the font white. I'm going to go with border none, border radius 5 pixels, font size 16 pixels, margin 10 pixels. Just move that up. So that looks much better. I'm happy with that. We can also add an on hover effect. So if we want to change what this looks like, if we hover over the button, we can change the background color if we wish, maybe to FF5252. So kind of similar, just more. There we go, red. I love it. Okay, so that's what it looks like at the moment. Now, because we will be displaying this game over pop-up in JavaScript, you can pick things out by their class name. However, it's better to keep this an ID and keep it unique. So I'm actually going to go ahead and change this right now to an ID. Okay.
Okay, the div to ID.
Okay, so given this whole div the ID of game over, meaning that we need to change it here as well to an
I actually forgot what's
ID.
like the.
So just change it to a hash. Visually that won't change, but for us, moving on, it makes more sense when we start working with JavaScript. I love it. Let's do it. Okay, so we will be coming back to this page as there's a few more things I will be adding. However, for now, let's move on to the JavaScript.
No, show me what did I missed on the CSS. How about
The color of the in this looks like if we hover over the button, we can change the background color if we wish, maybe to FF5252. So kind of similar.
okay, that's not really that important.
Just more. There we go, red. I love it. Okay, so that's what it looks like at the moment. Now, because we will
Better
display
performance
this
as well.
game over pop-up in JavaScript, you can pick things out by their class name. However, it's best to keep
Because
this
WebGL is
nice.
web API
So
specifically
I'm
provide
actually
that
going to
kind
go
of
ahead and change
requirement.
this right
Okay.
now to an ID. Okay, so giving this whole div the ID of game over, meaning that we need to. Moving on, it makes more sense when we start working with JavaScript. I love it. Let's do it.
Okay, so for
Okay,
the
so I will be
rest,
coming back to this page as there's a few more things I will be adding. However, for now, let's move on to the JavaScript. Okay, great. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to start with the game constants. This is going to be things like gravity, jump force, move speed, and enemy speed. So const gravity, 0.5, const jump force equals -12. We can always change these later if you want to increase the gravity, increase the jump force, or increase the move speed. Let's make this 2.5. And then we're going to have enemy speed as well, and make this out 1. So
jump force is -12. What is that supposed to mean?
That is something that we use throughout the game, and it won't change. Now let's write some game state variables. So let game state. This will change. This will continue to be updated. So the game state is going to be an object that's going to hold a bunch of information, such as our score, which at the moment is going to be 0, the level, which at the moment we're going to start off with 1, and the lives, which we're going to start off with being 3. Next, we're going to put game running as true, because the game is running. The keys, which we will come back to, this is essentially the keys that you're going to be pressing on your keyboard. So once again, the game state is just one object that looks like this, and essentially is our entire game state for the Mario game. Now let's define the player object. So let player, and once again, this is going to be, like I said, an object. And first of all, let's actually have the element. And we're going to assign something to the element value. We're going to go into our document. So into our document here, kind of essentially. And we're going to use a JavaScript method called getElementById. And we're going to look for the element in here with the ID of Mario. So we're going to grab that whole element by its ID, Mario. Okay, making sure to spell it exactly the same. So now that whole div has been assigned to element.
Oops, sorry. It's an object.
Let's also here assign what we want the X value of the player to be on the game board. We want it to be 50. The Y, we want to be 300. So X is this way, Y is that way. We're also going to define the width here, which we know is 20 pixels, but for the JavaScript, it doesn't know that. So we're going to go height and width 20. And then we're also going to have something called velocity. So the traveling velocity of X, the X-axis, which we're going to start off with being 0, and also velocity Y, which is also going to start off being 0. We'll start off with being grounded as false, because the player is going to drop from the sky. Big, he's also going to not be big, so let's start off with false. And then something called the big timer, because if you've ever played Mario, you should know that the bigness of Mario does run out. Okay? Great. So that is everything assigned to the player object. Great. Let's move on to the game objects arrays. So let game objects, and this is again going to be an object, and in it, it's going to hold the game's platforms. It's going to be an empty array for now. The enemies, which is going to be an empty array for now. All the coins in the game, so here they go, obviously empty for now. The surprise blocks, again, empty for now. And the pipes, empty for now. But essentially, that's what we're going to be working with in this game. Let's make sure to spell surprise correctly. Great. Okay, we're only going to have 2 levels in this game. You can, after this, I have to show you how to make 2 levels. You can actually go ahead and add as many as you want. So const levels equals, and it's going to be array, and the first object is going to be our first level. So in fact, maybe let's go ahead and write that level 1. And level 1 consists of platforms. So exactly like we saw up here, we're now going to actually build this out. So this is going to be an array, and my platforms are going to exist on, we're just going to define where. So on the x-axis 0, y-axis 360. We're positioning the platforms essentially. We're going to say this platform has a width of 400 and a height of 40. And the type of platform this is going to be a ground platform. Okay, so this makes sense why here we wrote platform ground. And next, we're going to have the same thing. So once again, I'm actually just going to copy this, and we're going to essentially just change these values here. So let's have 1, let's have a total of 5, 3, 4, 5. X is going to here be 500, y-axis is going to be 360, the width of this is going to be 300, and the height of this is going to be 40 again. And let's make this a ground platform. The next platform, we're going to have a floating one. So this is going to be 200. This, let's put it 280. We can always change these after we've done it. This has kind of already been...
Okay. Wait. This formatting is confusing. Wait. Let's make it into one single object here. 0, 440 ground, 500, 360.
And the floating one, visually it looks the same as the ground one, but for us it's best to kind of differentiate these. But however, it does mean that I'm just going to copy this and put floating here.
Is it in the platforms, right? If I'm not mistaken, we have platforms ground.
Even though it looks exactly the same, we're going to have different class names for it so we can differentiate them in JavaScript. Okay, great. 300, y 240, width 60, height 20. Again, there's going to be a floating platform, x 600, y 280, width is going to be 80, height is going to be 20, and this again is going to be a floating platform. So once again, in level 1, I've just mapped out exactly where on that level every platform is going to be. Next, let's map out the, you guessed...
I actually not entirely sure what this is. Maybe because it doesn't show it visually, so that I still don't know. What is that supposed to mean? Floating.
The enemies, so let's copy that and let's put our enemies in here. Each enemy is going to be an object. It is going to have an x-axis once more, so 250, y-axis is going to be 344, and then the type of this enemy is just going to be the normal enemy. In fact, I'm just going to define
Oh, sorry, it's the floating platform, and the XY is the coordinates of those things. Sorry, and it's provided in browser itself, so correct, but the performance as well. Ooh, okay. So it wouldn't. Okay, you know what? Let's WebGL docs. Is there any like the official docs? Okay, it's actually integrated. Okay. Okay, so it allows for hardware graphics acceleration. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop in minute 40 because I'm tired. Sorry. And
So
let's do Duolingo first after this.
here also where the enemies, just to make our lives a little bit more clear, enemy brown will show up as this, and enemy purple will show up as that. So that's one enemy on level 1. Let's just have 2. I'm just going to change this to be 550 this time and keep the y-axis the same. Next, you guessed it, let's look at coins and what kind of coins are we going to have for this, because there's just one type of coin really. Let's just have an x-axis and a y-axis. So that's where my first coin is going to appear, and then let's have maybe 3 total. So 1, 2, 3. Let's change this to be 320 and this to be 620. I'm just going to move them around like that. What's next? The surprise blocks. So in fact, maybe let's just copy those 2 things, and there we go. The surprise blocks. I'm just going to have one here. It's going to show up on x-axis 350, y-axis 220. The type of this, I'm just going to define what's going to pop up inside. It's going to be a mushroom, and the pipe is going to show up at 750, 300. Great. We haven't added
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. So, oh, okay. Okay, okay. I think I'm starting, not really, not yet, but it's getting there.
The image of mushroom to our style CSS file, but we will do that later. Okay, so that is one level. Let's do another one. So whenever the object finishes, we're going to put a comma and essentially define level 2. So once again, it's an object. And in fact, we could just go ahead and copy all this because that is exactly what we're going to be filling out. Okay, so let's do it. Once again, let's go X, Y, width, height, and type. Okay, so all the types on level 2 of the platform are going to be blue. And let's go ahead and have 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have already pre-planned this for you, so if you don't like how this looks, you can always change the position of everything that you see here.
Wait,
So
wait. I mean, like, we haven't really tried anything, right? Like, it wouldn't really. Okay, we just have this.
Copy here. I'm just copying from a pre-made sheet, but I have all these already stored because this took a lot of time to plan out. I'm essentially just saving you a bunch of time by giving you a kind of already drawn out level.
Thank
But
you.
like I said, if you want to add more levels, please go ahead and do so. Okay. In fact, let's just have 8. Here, I'm going to go 360, 360, 300, 280, 260, 240, 280, 200, 200, 40, 40, 40, 40, 60, height 40, 40, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Great. Now for the enemies. So once more, we're going to have X, Y, type, and then let's have 3 enemies on this level. So I'm going to have one at 350, 344, type purple this time. X-axis is going to be 650, 344, once again purple, and X here 570, 264, purple. Okay, so there we go. Next, let's also do the coins.
40, 40, 40, 20, 20, 20, 120, 120, and it's all blue. I know I should have used, what do you call it? Macros, but it's okay.
So in fact, maybe I'll just copy and paste all these coins here to save us time. Those are the coin areas that I picked out. And this time I'm going to have 2 surprise blocks. One is going to have a coin and one is going to have a mushroom and 1 pipe only. So here is the location of that pipe. Great. So those are 2 levels. Let's.
So 370 mit 240, die nächste ist 120 und dann 470. So, die nächste ist, gibt es nur 4 oder 5, dann mal nur die diese F2, S6 Preisblocks 200 und dann die andere ist F2, S6 Mushroom. So, wir haben einen Coin und die nächste ist auch Mushroom, Pilzpulver und Kippen.
I think it's time to actually show everything we've done so far. So I'm going to initialize.
Yes, we went.
So function init game. That is my function. I'm going to write another function called load level, and I'm going to look into the game state, get the level. Okay, so if we go into game state right here, game state dot level, because there's an object, so we go into the object by adding a dot to get any of these properties. Game state dot level will give us the value 1. Okay, the integer value of 1. And then I'm also going to write another function to game loop. Cool. So let's go ahead and write the function load level next. So function load level, and then whatever we pass into here, I'm just going to go ahead and call it level index. So in this case, we're passing through a 1. This is just a little helper that shows up, which we can disable. Now, first off, I just want to check that if the level index is larger than or equal to the level's length. Now, there is a bit of an issue here because imagine we are level 2, right? Well, we only have 2 levels in our levels array. So technically, if we pass through a 2, that does equal the length of the levels array, which is 2, which would mean it would be a game over. That is not what we want. So actually what I'm going to do is just add a -1 to the level index. So this starts counting at 0. However, let's go ahead and do that all the way here in the load level function. So that level index is actually being passed through as a 0 now. So if it goes to 1, which is essentially level 2, it is still lower than the level's length. So we will be good to play. And if it of course goes over, then it will show a game over. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Now, if we are below that, and so essentially level index does not go over the level's length, we are happy to play the game. I'm just going to start off by clearing the existing objects. I'm going to write another function called clear level, which we have not written yet. So I'm just going to comment that out for now. And now let's actually get the level. So const level, let's define it. We're going to go into our levels array, and we're going to pass through the level index. So if it's a 0, we'll get back the first item and assign it to level. Next, I'm also going to define the game area. And for this, we're going to go into our document, into our whole document here, and get the element with the ID of game area. So let's use get element by ID and pass through the game area. Easy. Okay, so now I'm going to also reset the player. So wherever the player is, our little Mario, I'm going to get the player and get its x-axis, because as we know, player is an object that we wrote above, and I'm going to assign it to 15. Let's also get y and assign it 300. Player velocity x is going to be 0. Player velocity y is going to be 0. Player big is going to be false. We're starting off as small, and player big timer will also start off as being 0. Great. Let's also clear any class names that might be assigned to the player. So for example, if he's currently big, class name, it's going to clear it to be an empty string. And we're going to update element position. This is a function that we are yet to write, and we'll just pass through the player. Just a few things actually. So the player element, the player x-axis, and the player y-axis. So again, this is a function that we are yet to write. So I'm just going to comment that out for now. Let's move on. So outside of this function, I'm going to write another function called, you guessed it, update element position, in which we pass through the element, the x-axis and the y-axis. And I'm just going to grab the element style left and just use x plus px as we are working in pixels. So we're getting that element, essentially our Mario, and using style to manipulate the style position left. And we're passing through whatever that is. So in this case, it's 50 pixels. We're also going to have to add a position of absolute to Mario. So let's find Mario here. That's already been done for us, because otherwise we would not be able to add left, right, top, and bottom as we are doing now. So we've just added left, and then also let's do top. Okay, and for this it's white. Great. So we've now written that. Let's uncomment it out here. I'm going to keep that like that. Okay, so let's give it a go. We are going to have to call this function, of course. So let's
Which function?
go. We are going to have to call this function, of course. So let's start game. And I'm just going to call that. And let's see what happens. Okay, so wonderful. Game loop is not defined. That is fine. Let's just go ahead and comment out game loop for now. What we've essentially done is assign an X and a Y axis to Mario. Okay, it is absolute, so it's taking in the whole.
Really? Seriously? Wait, let's check. Okay, yes. Okay.
Page into account. However, we just want this in the game area. So let's go back to styles. Let's find our game area, and I'm going to add a position of relative.
Okay, I guess I want to stop it at this minute. So I think what we can do is duplicate tape. We can do git init. We can do git status. We can do git git commit fm stop at 48 38 git status. Okay, cool. Git log. Okay, nice. Okay, at least it is saved. So I guess that's it for today. Sorry if it's a bit boring, and as always, like let's throw the rest of yourself. Trying to build a JS game. Well, previously it was fixing the website, but then the website is kind of already done, almost just waiting for information. But other than that, it's pretty good. And then just, yeah, as per our, what do you call it, like streaming tracker, I think let's update my website next week, and yeah, let's update next week. The 2D game is in progress. Maybe we can learn how to draw in the middle. And other than that, I think it should be the end for this week. Happy Friday night, everyone. I hope everyone have a great day or night or afternoon. Sorry, it was a bit boring and just following tutorial. As always, you guys probably tired of me like following tutorials. Why you're not making it yourself? Well, here I am. I'm gonna try after it. You know, at least I know some of the basics, some of the things that I might neglect previously, and instead of jumping in the game, well, I'll probably learn more if I try to do it by myself. But then it will take a bit too long. But that's okay. I don't mind as well. I mean, have time. But yeah, I guess that's it for today. I hope everyone have a great day, morning, afternoon, night, whatever time zone you're in. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one on another Coding Not So every day until I get a job. So yeah, WebGL is basically inside of the browser itself. And I might need to at least watch or learn a little bit more regarding WebGL, because I mean I've tried Three.js before, but Three.js is more like the wrap. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll look it up. I'll learn about it. I'll read the docs. HTML canvas. Okay, bye bye. I'll see you in the next.